Alrighty, folks, in the global financial crisis, we had to learn about something called a CDO, collateralized debt obligation, something that I hope we never hear of again. But in 2026, we might be hearing about private credit. If you guys aren't paying attention in the daily financial news, we talked about 5 or 6 monster firms like BlackRock, Blackstone, JP Morgan, and others gating redemptions. These are basically illiquid assets that people want their money back for. And I wanted to have a conversation with Mr. Stephen Dow, who lived through the GFC, saw all the craziness, and just ask one simple question. Could private credit be the CDO of 2026? But before you answer, Stephen, please do the marketing thing so we don't get in trouble.
Although I work very happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics discussed on this channel that of my own. So to answer your question, that could potentially, roll down, and impact the rest of the market. But yeah, a lot of that private money is tied up into, I would say, a lot of commercial properties as well.
Yeah.
And so those aren't really kind of doing as well in most cases. And I don't know if the books are really reflecting a lot of that stuff, just to kind of, you know what I mean? And so they're kicking the can down the road in a lot of areas, but I don't know how far they can keep kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, it's funny we talk about this because I just said this morning on a different episode that I think the Fed, I think most people missed how important the Fed day was yesterday. And again, people are talking about, oh, no rate cut, this, that, the other thing. What they don't realize, in my opinion, Stephen, is the Fed just announced the end of the rate cutting cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And generally that means the next one is up, not down. So I think we have a rate increase on the horizon. And yesterday was simply, let's stop cutting. Let's talk a little bit about rate increase so that the next time we get together, we can talk about it more and then tell the market it's coming.
Right.
So I think the next move in 26 is up, not down. But what does that mean? That means what you just brought up is, if I'm right, which again, I'm wrong all the time, but if I'm right, it means these illiquid assets that are not marked to market inside these private debt funds are about to experience an ungodly amount of pain. This Fed meeting could be the start of just a bloodbath in private credit.
I mean, the signs are there. All the major, private money funds are restricting people from pulling their money out. That's not a good sign.
No, it's not. That would be a bad sign, Stephen. Yes.
That's the first domino to be like, So yeah, I mean, we'll see how this plays out, because a lot of these financial institutions, from my experience, don't always give you all the real numbers up front.
Of course.
And they just kind of trickle out because they're trying to kind of, hold the fire sale, so to speak.
They're putting their fingers in all the holes.
Yes, yeah. They're running out of digits, you know what I mean? And so we'll see. I mean, I think that, again, like I was saying, kicking the can down the road, hoping that the market will change, and so then they can kind of pull some of these out of the fire. But I don't know, other than restructuring, because a lot of these commercial assets
this is why it's a problem, right? So these debt funds obviously promised above average returns and performed for a while,
right?
But they're always been illiquid,
right?
And now that you have all these redemption requests, you're taking illiquid assets into a market that's scared, that doesn't have a lot of money. So the only thing you could do is discount. And then, oh, by the way, you have all the debt funds fucked up.
Right.
And they're all going to be selling, and it's going to be a race to the bottom.
It's a spiral. Yes, that's the thing. It's the first time, and then it's this spiraling, because again, it's like a hot potato. Like, no, you take it. No, you take it. You take it. You know what I mean? So
not mine.
I'll do for less. I'll sell it just for whatever. Just take it away. So yeah, I just don't know if the banks are going to allow that to happen again, because of what happened last time. And I don't know
that's why it's key. That's why it's private credit.
Right.
It doesn't have this, like, we're not talking residential properties.
No,
let's just take that off the table.
Right.
This is not a residential collapse.
No.
This is multifamily, commercial,
Correct.
Even small business loans.
Right.
Like these are people that were seeking private credit. So those of you that think a GFC type collapse in residential properties are coming,
not the same. No.
Not the same.
Right.
Go back and have PTSD. But we are going to have assets trade at 50 cents on the dollar. It's coming.
Oh yeah, it's happening now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we just don't hear about it because, I mean, who wants to put out, hey, I took a bloodbath, you know what I mean? I lost like 50%, whatever it is. And so nobody wants to put that on the news, you know? So it's happening though. And,
it's
but
gonna
when
happen.
there's, like you say all the time, when there's pain in the streets, you know, you need to be out there, you know, knowing what the situation is so you could take, you know, advantage of this stuff because when there's panic in the market, you can find some great deals, you
Yeah,
know?
and
So
I think we're just on the cusp of panic. Like if I'm right, you have not even seen panic yet.
no, because you haven't heard about the, you know, the dominoes falling, about the property being taken back. That hasn't happened yet. This is just now. We're restricting funds from pulling out of our private money. So that's the first tale. Like, uh-oh, you can't pull out money. Why?
Yeah,
Because you
I
could
see some
foresee that.
smoke. I see
Yes, because
smoke.
when that first one drops, everyone's, no, give me my money, give me my money. So,
Yeah. And
ooh,
then you obviously have this war, which is just going to be like pouring gasoline on this spark, right? You've got countries shooting at each other's oil and natural gas reserves. I just saw a post that they took off 15% of somebody's natural gas pipeline.
yes.
I'm like, oh,
Well, I mean, yeah,
not
I mean, I was
good.
watching it this morning too because it was like I think supposedly an Israeli strike on a gas field that Iran and Qatar control. Qatar does half, Iranian does half, but when you attack one side, it affects the other side as well. So yeah, so there's been kind of some, you know, impact with that, and then, but that particular region, I guess, was so rich in natural gas that I think it made such a huge percentage
Yeah.
that, I mean, strategically, if something happens and they blow up that whole thing, it's going to take decades to rebuild that back and kind of, you know,
Well,
be able to
here you
use again.
go. The Iran attack wipes out 17% of Qatar's LNG capacity
Correct.
for up to 5 years.
I know.
Yeah, one bomb
Yep.
not only takes stuff off, but takes it off for years.
Years. That's what I'm saying. And so this is just the first initial attack. That I don't know if there's going to be more,
Oh,
but they're
I mean,
saying if something happens and it escalates to where they wipe out that whole thing, we're talking decades, Mike, decades to bring that back.
well,
So
let's just
this,
play this. I mean, that's oil. I mean, that's oil going to 200.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh no, no, it's not if, almost when at this point, right? If this escalates to where some of this is talking about, because again, you know, um, the Strait of Hormuz,
Yeah.
this new kind of thing that happened, and then depending upon how much it escalates to, we don't know. But yeah, because again, if they're attacking some of these areas, they're going to shut them down. You know what I mean? And then now that takes out all the oil from the world, and so yeah, there's going to be an impact. I mean, man, $200 a barrel. What do you think gas prices would be like if it
Double,
gets to the tune?
double,
Double?
double, double.
I can see double because I mean we're at $100 a barrel right now, roughly almost, right? I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Let
Yeah,
me check
double. It's
today.
a double.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, Texas not that bad. That's like $7 a gallon, then I guess.
Dude, California would be like 15.
Yeah, I know. Well, luckily both of us we don't live there, so.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm sad I don't live there, but yeah. But wow, bro, I couldn't imagine. I mean,
Well,
I would.
so let's just play the dominoes out, right?
Yeah.
So private credit blows up. The war makes oil double.
Yep.
That leads to demand destruction.
Yep.
Demand destruction leads to layoffs.
I mean,
This
demand
ends in
destruction
a
maybe.
nasty recession.
I don't know if demand destruction because I mean we're always going to need oil. We're always going to need
No, but
gas.
that's
But I
the
mean,
problem is mom and dad will stop shopping.
right. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, money's going to
Yeah,
be taken out of the
yeah,
out of the
because I
economy,
get
put all
I
in
got to pay
gas.
double for gas. It means I can't go to the movies. It
Right.
meant pay double for gas. I can't do this.
Right. And then imagine like airplane tickets are
Oh
gonna,
God,
oh
airfare.
my God. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad
And
I
then
booked all my travel already.
food
Jeez.
costs too, because they gotta get, adding the shipping and everything else. Oh man. Like you were saying
Ugly.
on the previous video from earlier today, inflation numbers next month.
Ugly. Ugly.
Man, they're gonna be so ugly. We gotta tie a bone around its neck just for us to play with it.
You have to hold it down. Exactly. But I mean, that's why I think everybody missed it. I don't think people realize how important yesterday's Fed meeting was. The Fed basically said, in my opinion, rate cuts are over. The next move is up. That's what they said, and nobody caught
most
it.
people don't watch the Fed on daily or annual or even month. You know what I mean? That's not really on their radar. They're, glued to whatever
Yeah, whatever the
show they're
Kardashians
watching.
are doing.
Yeah, or something like that. Majority. I mean, there's obviously some people are a little bit more, aware about situations in the world, so they kind of keep tabs on that stuff. But Yeah, man. This.
But how good could this get? So again, we've talked about a lot of negativity. Where I always talk about where there's chaos,
Sure.
where there's pain, there's
Oh
opportunity.
yes, opportunity.
I'm talking
Opportunity.
50% discounts.
I mean, in some situations, I mean, worst they can say is no. Right?
Exactly.
And if you're doing the numbers and you said, hey, what did they buy it for? You just got to do the work, man. And there's certain platforms that we talk about where you can get some of that back office information as far as, okay, what do they actually owe, or when they get this? What was the loan amount then? I can probably gauge that this is probably their balance. Okay, here's what I know they probably owe, and here's what they're asking for. And I could see a couple price drops that's been listed a while. Let me just take a shot. Worst they can say is no, right? You start low, they'll come in the middle, but at least you're winning. You're winning.
No,
so disrespectful offers right now, almost on the precipice. Maybe not disrespectful yet, just slightly rude, but not disrespectful yet.
It's coming though. If I'm right, it's coming.
I'm about to cross the line.
Screw rude. I'm going disrespectful.
Yeah. But no, I think again, opportunity is definitely going to be out there. There's going to definitely be pain coming up, and then we talk about this often off camera, but the jobs market, man, and employment. I think that's going to be really, we'll see, man. We'll see. We just got to understand, what's going on and just position ourselves. That's all. We don't, sometimes make all the rules. But we just kind of know.
Got to play the game,
Play the game. And so just position yourself right, do the work, level up, because timing is everything in life, right, Mike? If you're positioned and you're prepared, and when that opportunity comes, oh, my job, and you jump on that, winner, chicken dinner. So I think, let's talk about some deals, man. Let's just kind of, go over some
50-40-10. It's coming. 50-40-10.
It's so funny. My company started, pushing that on our 90% CLTV. They don't do our 50-40-10 because I think that's, I don't
know,
us. Copyrighted. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, but I'm getting so many more opportunities now from actual loan officers that are hearing about the 90%, and so they're inquiring and stuff like that too. So they're actually having active conversations with listing agents about, hey, is this a potential option? So now some of them are actually using this as a strategy. Now they know that this is an option. So I think that whole up to 90% CLT, hopefully you'll start to get gain more traction and more sellers are aware of it. Because remember we talked about that. If the sellers are aware of it, I think it'll be more of a probability for us to be able to put this out in the market if they can kind of understand it better and then go, okay, that kind of makes sense, instead of I don't know anything about it, I'm scared that this doesn't sound right, and then they get a little gun shy. So anyway, either way, shoot me an email, sdow@velocitymortgage.com. In the subject line, please put the acronym ORAAT to make it past the firewall. Body of the email, brief description, what you're looking for, city and state to make sure I lend there. Address would be super helpful. Your mid-FICO score, best phone number to reach you at. Typically 48 to 72 hours. I'll be in touch.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
Likewise, Mike. Thanks.